This is VFL Weekly Wrap for round 19. Only went to one game. There was a game last Friday at 2 o'clock. Footscray beat GWS by 41 points at the Whitten Oval. 13-13-91 to 7-8-50. Footscray won their last 9 games. GWS, they've lost 3 of their last 4. They are struggling. Now, there's 7 games on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, which was ridiculous. But anyway, the top 2 teams met, Box Hill and Southport, at Fankau Reserve. It was no contest in the end. Box Hill far too good. 44-point winners. 14-13-97 to 8-5-53. Box Hill had 20 more clearances. They smashed the hit-outs, 36-11. So obviously, Crossley wasn't playing for Southport. Sharks had 62 tackles to 28. Box Hill, they're the team to beat. They've won their last 7. Tramway Oval, the 2 strugglers. Sydney beat Essendon by 35 points. 15-10-100 to 9-11-65. Taylor Adams for Sydney, 32 possessions, 12 clearances and a goal. Sydney's in good form now. They've won their last 3 games. Too little too late though. Essendon, they can't buy win at the moment. They've lost their last 10. Now at Carrara, Gold Coast beat Richmond by 17 points. 10-18-78 to 9-7-61. Gold Coast, 24 more inside 50s. Look at the hit-out differential, 52-8. David Swallow for the Suns, 34 possessions, 8 clearances. Suns showing some good form towards the end of the year, but it's too late. That could be a costly loss for Richmond. Now a thriller at Point Gellibrand. Collingwood knocked off Williamstown by 11 points, 16-12-108 to 15-7-97. Williamstown had 116 more possessions. They took 83 more marks. A whopping 135 marks. Look at these stats from these players. Jack Reiser, 38 possessions, 15 marks. Luke Parks, 25 possessions, 19 marks. Joel Fitzgerald, 33 possessions, 12 marks. And Finn O'Dwyer, 31 possessions, 10 marks. Toby Triffett, 29 possessions, 12 clearances. No stats stood out for Collingwood, but they did kick 9 goals in the second quarter, which opened up the game. Obviously, by looking at these stats, it seemed to me that Williamstown just kept chipping the ball around. It didn't do them any good. They have lost 4 in a row, and they are hanging on by a thread now. Their average losing margin in those 4 losses is 2 goals. Good win for Collingwood. They could well host the final now. Now, a match at Northport Oval saw Port Melbourne belt up Northern Bullants by 44 points. 17-13-115 to 10-11-71. Port Melbourne amassed 403 possessions. Dyson Heppel, 34 possessions, 9 marks. Archie Manton, back in the team. He's been in and out of the team, obviously injured. 5 goals, 9 marks. Now for the Bullants, John Jorgensen, he's had a great season for them. 22 possessions, 11 marks, 2 goals. Port Melbourne belted the Bullants twice this year. Now, TV games, Saturday night Frankston Oval. Frankston beat a competitive Carlton by 24 points. 15-8-98 to 11-8-74. Frankston kicked 11 goals in the second half. Carlton were 27 points up at quarter time. Scores were still level 22 minutes in to the final quarter, but Frankston kicked the last 4 goals of the game, and that was in the 8-minute period. So Carlton obviously ran out of legs there. Now for Carlton, Christian Ferranato, 25 possessions, 8 tackles, 9 clearances. Frankston, they're flying. They've won their last 6. Carlton have lost their last 3. And Carlton have kissed their finals hopes goodbye. There was one game on Sunday. This was at the Beach Oval. Sandringham beat North Melbourne by 23 points. 19-15-129 to 16-10-106. Sandringham had 12 goal kickers and they had 20 more clearances. Darcy Wilson, 33 possessions, 15 clearances and a goal. A morale boosting win for Sandringham. Been a disappointing year. North Melbourne, I don't think they can make finals now. Even though they're mathematically a chance, they have lost their last 5 games and they haven't even been to the top side. So they have floundered big time. Like I said, I went to one game. That was Saturday at Coburg City between Coburg and Brisbane. High stakes game. In the end, Brisbane were far too good, winning by 26 points. 17-10-112 to 13-8-86. Entertaining first quarter. Brisbane 5 goals 2 to 3 goals 4. Coburg, excellent second quarter. 6 goals 1 to 2 goals 2. They were 13 points up at half time, Coburg. And we thought, can they do it? A Dow struggle. Brisbane won that quarter. 3 goals 3 to 1 goal 2. Scores are level at 3-quarter time, and it was game on. But then Brisbane ran away for it in the last quarter. 7 goals 3 to 3 goals 1. The major goal kickers for Brisbane. 3 place kick 3 goals. Ty Gallop, Curtis McCarthy, and Fergus McFadden. 2 place kick 2. Will McLaughlin and Reece Torrent. Or Torrent. Don't know how to pronounce that. Now for the Burgers, Cole Waitman in game number 50. He kicked 3 goals. All those goals were in the second quarter when they were running hot. Now 4 place kicked 2 goals each. Mitch Pajaski, Ryan Valentine, Matt Ellison, and Jesse Coronado, the skipper. The possessions for Brisbane. Devin Robertson had another good game. 30 possessions, 9 marks, 6 tackles, 6 clearances. Daniel Annable, 26 possessions, 7 clearances. Will McLaughlin with his 2 goals. 17 kicks, 1 handball, 11 marks. For Coburg, Donovan Tui, 31 possessions. Lachlan Walker had a good game. 30 possessions, 6 clearances. Flynn Gentile, 29 possessions, 7 clearances. Jack Bytel, 29 possessions, 6 clearances. Joel Trudgeon, 25 possessions, 8 tackles, 7 clearances. Coburg had 34 more possessions, 13 more clearances. They had 10 more free kicks. Brisbane took 27 more marks. Coburg were in front for 68 minutes of the match. Brisbane for 47. Coburg was still 5 points up 8 minutes into the last quarter, and then Brisbane ran riot. It looked like Coburg just ran out of legs in the end. It was a fitness issue. That's the difference between these AFL and VFL teams. Brisbane kicked 5 goals in 11 minutes to kill the game. It was an anticlimax. It was such a good game of football, but Coburg not good enough. Excellent crowd there. Beautiful weather. It was cold, but not too cold. No wind. Nice and sunny. The ground, immaculate condition. It was a very good spectacle. And it was good to see Brisbane wear their Brisbane Bears jumpers. Mate, it looked magnificent. They should do it more often. Coburg have lost their last 5 games at home now. They are 3-6 at home. So it hasn't been a fortress for them. Brisbane, in Victoria this year, 5 wins, 2 losses. They could be the smoky Brisbane as they fight for that top 4, or if not top 4, at least get top 6 and host the final. Coburg, a body blow, another loss. They can still make the finals. Don't get me wrong. They can still make it because it's going to be tough because they got the bye in the last round. But that was a good game of football. Anyway, well, the ladder, Box Hill 56, Footscray 52. The Sharks have slipped to 46 in third. 3 teams are 44 points. Frankston now. Frankston, Brisbane, Collingwood, all separated by a tiny bit of percentage. GWS, Richmond, both 40. They'll make finals. Both of them can't miss out. Casey 38 are basically guaranteed finals now. That 10th spot is up for grabs. Now Williamstown, they're 36 points. Coburg is just a win behind them, but their percentage is slightly better than Williamstown's. So what happens if Coburg win in a coming week? They got the bye last round. Williamstown's got the bye this week. So Coburg win, they jump into 10th spot. And then Williamstown will have to win their last game or draw to get in there. North Melbourne are 30 points. They've lost their last 5. They have to win their 2 games, but they've got a tough fixture. They're playing Frankston and they're playing Southport. They're not winning those games. Geelong, Carlton 28. They can't do it. They've got a poor percentage. Gold Coast 26, Werribee 24, Port Melbourne 22, Sydney now up to 20, Sandringham 14, Essendon second last now on 12, Bullets 8. Bullets will finish last because their percentage is still under 50, even if they win their last 2. Interesting ladder, isn't it? Now, there's 8 games in the coming week, round 20. 5 teams will have the bye in the penultimate round. Collingwood, Williamstown, GWS, Sydney and Northern Bullets. Now, let me see. There's 5 games on Saturday. A good game here. Brisbane at home against Casey. Werribee, their last home game for the year. They're playing Southport. Geelong are playing S at Cardinia Park. This is the match of the year so far. Box Hill against Footscray, Box Hill City Oval at 2 o'clock. That's for top spot. If Footscray can beat them by enough points, they could get them on percentage. But if Box Hill win that game, they've got the top spot. That is a massive game. TV game. Richmond Sandringham at Frankston at 7:10. There's 3 games on Sunday. Carlton play Gold Coast at Princes Park. Coburg play Port Melbourne. That's Coburg's last game for the year. I'll be going to that game. And a big game here, North Melbourne at Arden Street against Frankston. As I said, there's 3 teams fighting for that one spot, but it's going to come down to Coburg and Williamstown. 9 wins could well get you in now. I said 10 wins, but it's only going to be 9 wins. I don't know what I'm going to do Saturday, but Sunday, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might hit the second half of Carlton Gold Coast and then second half of Coburg Port, so we'll see how we feel. Mate, we're nearing the end of the regular season. It's going to be an absolute ball burster. It's on now. See you next time.